Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about our articles. We have two different types. We have definite articles, which is the. And in Spanish, they actually have four forms of the article the. There's four forms. Oops. Okay, and so all of these guys, el, los, la, and las, they all mean the. So el and los are masculine the, el is the singular masculine, los is the plural, la and las are the feminine, la is the singular, and las is the plural. So your the is going to have to match the noun that you're using the to describe, okay? You use the definite article, and one other piece with that is that you use the definite article with titles when talking about someone, but not when addressing someone directly. So actually, let's stop here. Let me pull up practice. So I think it's just wait a minute. Okay, so let's do this practice. We want to plug in the that matches the noun that we're describing with the. So estudio en, so I study at the, what I'm looking at is la universidad. Is la universidad. We know that universidad ends in D-A-D, which makes it feminine, and it's singular because I just study at the university, not the universities. So for a word that's feminine and singular, so I'm going to put that up there. This word is feminine and it is singular. Okay, so for a feminine singular word, I want the feminine singular the, which is la, and that's what I would put here. Estudio en la universidad. En mi clase de español, blank pizarra is blanca. So what I'm talking about here is the pizarra. Okay. And wait a minute. Is the pizarra. Pizarra ends in A. It's feminine. And in case you wanted to double check that, you could look back out here, find, where's pizarra? It's on here somewhere. If you look out here at pizarra, it's got a la in front of it that makes it feminine. So since pizarra is feminine and it's singular, there's only one, right? I mean, it's one board, not two. So it's feminine and it's singular again. So the we want is la again, because la is both singular and it's feminine. Okay. Y blank mesas son azules. This time what I'm talking about are the mesas. This time, though, mesas has an S on it, so we're talking about tables, not table, but it is feminine because if I go back out here to my page in my book and I find mesa, it's got a la in front of it. So I am going to want feminine, but this time I'm going to want plural, and I'd want to plug in las because this word was feminine and plural. Okay. Blank clase es muy interesante. This time, what I'm talking about is the class, okay? And class, you can't see right off the bat as to whether or not it's masculine or feminine, so you definitely would have to look it up. We've got objetos en la clase, so it's got a la with clase, meaning that it's feminine. So if I go out here, it's just one class that I'm talking about, so it's singular and it's feminine. I'm going to want to still, I'm going to want to put la here. And this was the start of a sentence, so I need to capitalize it. Es muy interesante. Blank profesor es inteligente. So the word that I'm looking at this time is profesor. It's masculine because professor could be for both. Remember that for the feminine form, though, you would add a and get profesora. So profesor is masculine. You want to say the professor is intelligent. It's masculine. It's one professor, so it's the singular form. So I would put el. El profesor es inteligente. Y blank estudiantes son trabajadores. Here I'm talking about the students. Students could be masculine and feminine. It's plural here. We're going to go ahead and say that it's masculine because probably most classes are made up of students that are both boys and girls, and anytime there's any boy in the group, it's masculine. So the masculine plural would be los, which is what I would want to put here. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the next piece. Okay, so we had talked about the definite articles, and we'll talk about making things plural in just a minute, but you also have indefinite articles, and there are 4 forms of those as well. Okay, so our indefinite articles are and some. Okay, and they also agree. So if the article, if you're wanting to say a pen instead of the pen, you're still going to match it up. So if you are talking about a pen, you're going to use un. If you're talking about a chair, you're going to use una. If you're talking about some pens, you're going to use unos. And if you're talking about some chairs, you're going to use unas. So let's go through and do our practice again. Okay, so this time we're going to look down here and we're going to use uns and unas this time. So, para mi clase español necesito a notebook. So this time what I'm looking at is cuaderno. Whoops. Cuaderno is masculine and singular. Okay, which you could look up. Okay, it's masculine and singular, so the masculine singular is un. Okay, so for my Spanish class, I need a notebook, a book bag. So this time I'm looking at book bag. Book bag is feminine and singular. Feminine and singular. So then I'm going to want the feminine singular, which is una. Okay, libros. So this time I'm looking at libros. Libros are masculine, but there's an S on them, so that makes them plural this time. So it's masculine and plural, so that I would want unos. Okay, and bolígrafo, a pen, which is masculine and singular. So then I would want the masculine singular which is un. Okay. En la pared I blank mapas. This time I'm looking at mapas. If you remember that mapas, if I go back out here to my book and I look at mapa, mapas actually is actually masculine. So I'm going to want, so mapas with it having an S on the end is plural, so it's actually masculine and plural. So I would want unos here. Okay, and unos mapas muy grandes. En la clase hay blank sillas negras. This time I'm talking about sillas. Sillas happen to be feminine and plural because there's an S on the end. So the feminine plural I would want is unas. Okay, so the indefinite is when you're saying, so here I'm saying for my Spanish class I need a notebook, a book bag, some books, and a pen. In the wall there are some very big maps, and in the class there are some black chairs. Okay, whereas up here I'm saying I study in the university. In my Spanish class, the board is white, the tables are blue, the class is very interesting, the professor is very intelligent. So when you're putting L's and La's in there, you're getting the. When you're putting uns and unas, you're getting us, ands, and sums. But the rules still apply. They've got to match. Which one you pick depends upon the noun that you're describing with them.